change to a different title, Feast of our Mother of our Lord, or Mother of God, excuse me. The Epiphany and the presentation of our Lord in the temple, or the purification of the Mother of God. Just lastly, and then up to 1445, these other agreements were signed, and after 1443, I think it was, the Medicis got tired of hosting, and they said, move on, or the Pope actually said, why don't we come to Rome and wrap this up? So the final years, those were held in Rome. In the aftermath of this Council of Florence was that it dealt conciliarism a heavy blow. Most of the unions, or perhaps all of them, were very short-lived. They were something on paper, but there's that need to also get rid of the suspicion and the looking at the ground roots level. That was something that had not been done. And that's perhaps one of the reasons that they did not endure. And then the fall of Constantinople. On May 29th, 1453, Emperor Constantine IX. So the Roman Empire in the West was started by Augustus, the first, and the last emperor in the West was Augustulus. It's kind of interesting, parallel. And the first emperor in the East was Constantine, and the last was also had I don't know, it's just an interesting parallel. In the final hours of Constantinople, as it's 1 month besieging by the Turks, the Muslim Turks, the Catholics and Orthodox present reconcile. And so does it take to be surrounded by hostile Islamic forces to get Christians to reconcile? And they celebrated the divine liturgy together in Hagia Sophia as the Turks are pouring over the walls. And there's a legend in the East that the priest, once they communicated, they walked into the walls with the chalice, and when it's restored to the Orthodox Church, it will return and finish the service. So a legend there. But and even in these final hours, the Genoese and the Venetians, some from the West, were there helping them at the very end. But the demise of the Byzantine Empire led, one of its effects is that many of the thinkers and the scholars of Greek and ancient classical text fled to the West, particularly in Italy, and helped ignite the Italian Renaissance, which becomes one of the remote causes for Lateran V. So why don't we take a break here and see if we can make a dent into Lateran V.
What's the date on that?
Of the fall of Constantinople, May 29th, 1453. There's a theory that the Turkish flag is the state of that star and the crescent moon, as it's depicted there, is what the Sultan saw the night that Constantinople fell. And that's what there's a theory behind that. But